What's going on, everyone? Golden Ticket to History coming to you today with an unfortunate set of news for those who may or may not know yet. Before we get started with today's video, please make sure to think about subscribing to the channel, hit the notifications bell. If you liked the video at the end, leave a comment and maybe even like, and let us know what you liked, what you disliked, and what you'd like to see in the future. Today's edition is looking at the unfortunate passing of the lead singer of the 90s rock band Smashmouth, Steve Harwell. The former lead singer of the rock band Smashmouth, which was best known for its 1999 hit All-Star, died this morning, September 4th, 2023, at the age of 56. His death at his home in Boise, Idaho, was confirmed by the band's manager, Robert Hayes, who said the cause of death was liver failure. Smashmouth was founded in 1994 in San Jose, California, and was made up of Mr. Harwell, the guitarist Greg Camp, the drummer Kevin Coleman, and the bassist Paul De Lisle. Its first success came with the song Walking on the Sun from the band's debut album, Fush You Mang, in 1997. An upbeat track with a dark undertow calling to mind both the Doors and contemporary ska punk. Walking on the Sun, with songwriting credits going to all four band members, went into a steady rotation on MTV and topped Billboard's alternative chart. The song's music video laid out the band's aesthetic and attitude. Dressed in short-sleeved shirts and shades with fedoras and soul patches, the four members looked like rougher versions of the image-obsessed retro hipsters depicted in the 1996 comedy Swingers. The video features a dance party straight out of a 1960s beach movie and ends with a drag race crash with Mr. Harwell, beefy with tattoos on his arms, behind the wheel. The question of a particular style never once crossed our minds, Mr. Harwell said in 1997, when he had an interview which he's quoted as saying, "We didn't want to be labeled as a punk band, a skate band, a surf band, a rock band, a pop band, or whatever band. We just wanted to be us, Smashmouth, and leave it to the people to interpret what we are." The band's big-time crossover came with All-Star from its next album, Astro Lounge, in 1999, backed by harder-driving guitarist Mr. Harwell, with a slight sneer, sings an outsider's anthem to ignore ridicule and shoot for the moon. All-Star, written by Mr. Camp, the band's guitarist, went to number 4 on Billboard's Hot 100 singles charts, the band's best-ever chart position, and found a lasting audience through movie soundtracks. In 1999, it was used in Inspector Gadget and Mystery Men, and 2 years later the song got its broadcast exposure when it played during the opening credits of Shrek, the animated hit that featured Mike Myers as a grouchy but good-hearted ogre. The Shrek soundtrack, which also features Smashmouth's amped-up version of the Monkees' I'm a Believer in the closing scene, went double platinum, and the film won an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. All-Star was everywheres. We had no clue how big Shrek was going to be, Mr. Harwell recalled in 2019. We sold millions of records off that alone. The song was reborn again. Since then, All-Star has lived on, becoming a rich source for online parodies. Nearly 25 years later, the song has garnered nearly 1 billion streams on Spotify alone, and the sound of Mr. Harwell's slightly raspy voice is still linked to the song's recognizable opening line, "Somebody once told me the world's gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed." Stephen Scott Harwell was born on January 9th, 1967, and grew up in San Jose, California. He began his musical career as a rapper with the group FOS, which stood for Freedom of Speech, with a sound reminiscent of West Coast groups of the late 1980s and early 1990s like NWA and Cypress Hill. It released a single, Big Black Boots, in 1993, but by then, Mr. Harwell was already restless. Around the time we were about to be put out of our single, This Kid, Snoop Dogg came out and changed everything, he recalled in 2017. I was at a radio convention in Las Vegas watching Mr. MC Hammer, of all people, and just looked at my manager. "I'm tired of all this hip-hop." He had an explicit word. "I want to start an alternative rock band." After Astro Lounge, Smashmouth released 5 more studio albums through 2012 with diminishing levels of success. In 2006, Mr. Hall was a cast member in The Surreal Life, a reality show on VH1, which one-time celebrities lived together. His fellow cast members included Sherman Hemsley of the Jeffersons, Florence Henderson of the Brady Bunch, and Tawny Kitaen, known for her appearances in White Snake music videos. For the last decade, Mr. Harwell's career had been marked by health problems and occasionally erratic behavior. In 2013, he was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy, a heart condition, and Wernicke's encephalopathy, a neurological condition that can affect speech and memory. In 2021, Mr. Harwell left the band and retired from performing after a live show in upstate New York. I've tried so hard to power through my physical and mental health issues and to play in front of you one last time, but I just wasn't able to, he said in a statement at the time. He is survived by his fiancée, Annette Jones, a brother, Mark, and 3 sisters, Carla, Crocker, Michelle Baroni, and Julie Harwell. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. As always, continue with the history and film. Have a great day, everyone. Catch you guys in the next video.
You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get the game on.